Hey y'all, I'm Jeremy from the Archery Shack, and I wanted to do a quick video about a question we get asked a lot, and that's the differences in three bear bows: the Legit, the Species, and the Cruzer G2. So I've got all three with them, of the bows with us today, and I wanted to show them to you, and I wanted to kind of go over the specs. They're very similar. I'm going to start with the Cruzer G2. And just know ahead of time, these bows retail for the same price, and the specs are very similar, but we'll go over the specs as we go through them. This is the Cruzer G2. It's the oldest of the three. I honestly think it'll be discontinued sooner than the rest of them. It's the lightest of the three. It weighs in at 3 pounds. It's a 6.5-inch brace height, which is the measurement from the string basically to the grip. 70% let off, so it is the least amount of let off of the three. Super adjustable poundage and draw length, 12 to 30 inches of draw, and basically 5 to 70 pounds. All of these bows are going to come with your basic Trophy Ridge package of a 4-pin sight with a light, a whisker biscuit, a Trophy Ridge quiver, and a stabilizer, and also a wrist sling, which this one currently don't have on it, but and a peep sight. So the Cruzer G2 is the lightest, super adjustable. It's been out a couple years now. 315 IBO speed rated. We've been seeing these. It's just according to your draw length, you know. We've been seeing them on an average adult shooting at about 270 feet per second, and the kids, you know, are getting a little over 200 feet per second. But again, it's according to your draw length, your poundage, your arrows, the whole 9 yards, as to what you get on that. So that's the Cruzer G2, lightweight little bow. Good bow, easy to set the draw length on. You take 2 screws out, rotate the module, look through a little hole, and it tells you what draw length it's on. You do that on both cams. This is a 2-cam bow, and you're set. That's the Cruzer G2. Next up, we've got the Species. This year's model they're calling the Species EV, and they redid the riser just a tad. Very nice looking bow, single cam bow, which means when you set the draw length, you only set it on the bottom cam. The top cam is basically just, they call it an idler wheel. It's just a round wheel. So long string goes over it and then one cable. The benefit to that would be you don't have to worry about your cables potentially stretching and getting the cams out of sync, so that you pull it back and maybe the cable hits one cam and then the next one. So there is a benefit to the single cam bow. There's a few disadvantages, I guess you could say, to this one of the three. Mainly being there's not as much draw length adjustment and not quite as much poundage adjustment. In the book, they're saying 55 to 70 pounds. We've got it a little lower than 55 according to the draw length, but definitely not as low as the Cruzer and the Legit. The draw length, as I mentioned before, is again, it's easy to set. 2 screws, rotate a module, and a draw stop. Couldn't get much easier. Same package, they did upgrade the biscuit this year. It's the newer style whisker biscuit, so that's a plus. You can adjust the draw length from 23.5 to 30.5. So if we've got a little bit longer draw archer, this is a good choice. Let me go ahead and mention this before I forget. All three of these bows are 30 inches axle to axle, so they're the same length. The brace height on this one is 6 3/4. Again, usually the shorter the brace height, the faster the bow, but a little bit harder to shoot. So these are all very similar though. Redid the riser a little bit on the EV model, so it's got this little point kind of like the Legit does. So that's, I think it looks cool. It's a 3.8 pound bow. Now this is bare bow weight, not with all the accessories on it. Basically same accessories: 4-pin sight, stabilizer, wrist sling, quiver, the whole 9 yards. So this one is 80% let off. Of the three, this is the highest let off. You got 70, 75, and 80. This is the 80. You can't tell a ton of difference, but you can tell a little bit. To me, this bow has a little bit more of that drop off when you pull it back, so it'll be easier to hold longer. And overall, this is one of our top selling bows in the shop, so we really like it. for an adult that comes in needing a good bow package, this species is very hard to beat. So let's flip over to the Legit. The Legit has turned out to be our best selling bow this year. All these bows come in multiple colors. We've got most of them in stock as of the making of this video. And this is one of those cool color combos. It's the OD green riser with the Fredbear camo limbs. It's got the cool riser design with the little point. At least I think it looks cool. You got the updated whisker biscuit, same accessory package. On this one, it's a 2-cam bow, 75% let off. Super easy to adjust the draw lengths. 2 screws, rotate it, look through the peephole, see what your draw length's on, tighten it down. Again, super adjustable on the draw length and draw weight. This one will go 10 to 70 pounds. And on your draw length, it'll go 14 to 30. 3.6 pound bow, so it's kind of in the middle between the other two. 6-inch brace height, 75% let off. This bow is a great bow if you're getting into it. If you like, I could set this bow up for a kid, I could set it up for a lady, I could set it up for a man, and it would work great in all circumstances, which is why we sell a ton of them. So, for instance, you know, we have a kid come in, let's say he's 11, 12 years old, he's wanting to get him a bow, but don't know if he's going to stick with it. So we can tell the parents, hey, if he ends up not sticking with it, you know, his brother can shoot it, or the dad can shoot it, or the mom, or whoever. So it's just super adjustable. Good feeling bow, well balanced. We've had 0 issues with any of these bows. They all have a lifetime warranty, but very, very few differences in between the 3. If I was going to pick one, it would be this Legit, just because of the adjustability, unless you're a longer draw archer, and I would go with the Species. And also, if you're done growing and you're more worried about maybe your cams staying in sync, which is something, you know, you would go to go to the bow shop once a year and have them kind of tune the bow up, and they would fix or change or whatever. So it's not that big a deal. But the Species has kind of got the advantage on that. The Cruzer's a great bow. Like I say, it's getting some age on it, so I think they'll be phasing it out. Really, the only reason I would see somebody going with the Cruzer would be if it's a smaller kid that is worried about the physical weight of the bow, you know, because it's a little bit lighter, not quite a pound lighter, but almost, than these other 3. But very similar bows. In shooting the 3, what I can tell you is they all feel great. The Cruzer has a little bit of a, once you draw it back, you've got a little bit of give and sponginess. The Legit has a little bit of that, but not very much. And then of the 3, the Species, it has a cable stop that's on the cam, so it stops pretty good. So there's a little bit of noticeable difference, but not a ton. But I still this Legit seems to fit 90% of the folks that are looking for this style of package. And again, as of the making of this video, all 3 of these bows are the same exact price. They're in that $450 range or so. So, you know, if you bought the bow and 6 arrows and a release, you'd be in the maybe a little over $500 mark range, new, straight out of the box from a pro shop. So let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and I'll try to check them and answer anything. If I had to do one upgrade on these bows, it would definitely be the bowstrings. All 3 bows come with a rubber tubing peep sight, which is perfectly fine, but it will, without the rubber tubing, it will twist and move around on you. So when we sell these bows, we offer the upgrade for $50 of new strings and cables, pre-made, any color choice, pre-stretched, and we'll put them on for you for $50. You know, if you buy the bow and then later get them, you're going to spend about 3 times that amount. So I just feel like it's a good upgrade. If you take the factory peep out with the rubber tubing, and a lot of people hate this rubber tubing because it can pop loose, and it's just kind of, you worry about it, you know what I mean? You don't want to be hunting and the rubber come off, or it's just a mess. But again, getting started, no problem. But I would definitely upgrade the strings at some point. But other than that, it's a good solid bow. So let us know if you got any questions in the comments. Give us a call if you would like to talk about any of these bows at 864-735-8484. And we'll be happy to answer any questions, get you one set up, get your draw link checked, any of that stuff. So just let us know, and thanks for watching.